Back on MorningLine, it's our final segment this morning with our guests. An hour goes fast. Well, really, for you guys, 45 minutes. They were stuck in traffic. This is Murfreesboro's Police Chief Carl Durr. It's good to have him on, and with him, of course, is Sergeant Kyle Evans. And let's get back to the phone lines, and then I'll ask you if there's anything else you wanted to talk about. We may not have time. So many people want to talk to you. Let's go to Smitty. Smitty, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, sir. What's on your mind?
Well, I don't understand why people can't understand simple commands. If a police officer tells you to stop in your tracks and put your hands up, why don't you do it?
Right.
And, they don't know what you got in front of you, a book, a gun, a knife, and they're in fear of their life as well as everybody around them. And then when they take off running and jump in a car, they're endangering everybody. This is ridiculous.
Well, I totally understand what he's saying. I mean, it's more dangerous than ever for law enforcement officers. But again, we touched on that. I mean, he may not be able to understand it, but you've said that, because of what some in this community have experienced, they have some distrust issues.
Right.
And you've talked about how you get past that, right?
I think it's that conversation. I think it's both sides understanding that everybody's extremely aware at that point of contact during a traffic stop.
Yeah.
And we just need to calm it down. And once it gets calmed down, usually things go well.
Okay.
And you think about all the traffic stops that are done throughout our country on a daily basis, that are done right, that don't result in something. So, I mean,
the vast majority.
I don't even know how many traffic stops are done on a daily basis. I know we do thousands of traffic stops, and they go right.
You're right.
So, we're talking about small fragments of things that could have gone better and gone well. So
what I found that you seem to have continued since Chief Chrisman, who you replaced, and thanks to Kyle, who, just as I said, I have so much respect for, is that when there are things that go south one way or the other, I think it's real important in any of these cases in Charlotte or anything. If the PIO there, Kyle, right now, once they get the details of what went down, good or bad, they need to be transparent. And that's what I noticed about the Murfreesboro PD. Good, bad, otherwise. You try to be transparent, to give the direct answers to the public right off the bat so that at least they know what the facts are, right?
Absolutely. Transparency is really one of our key foundational beliefs.
I wish other departments were as much.
With not just with the media, but with the public in general. And we've always had a spirit of this, and Chief Durr has certainly emphasized that and made that a priority for his administration, that we're going to be transparent, and when things happen, we're going to conduct thorough and transparent investigations into misconduct or whatnot, so the public can see us, and the media. You guys are our watchdog, and you guys have full access. You come and do a great job at making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and communicate that to the public. And so it's a two-way street. It builds that trust. I mean, without you, we wouldn't have that trust.
Wow, that's nice. But I mean, I wish more departments were like that, as open and upfront. And I think it serves you well. I really do. I think it does. Let's go next to, let's see, is it Sasha, I guess? Stacia? Hi, Stacia. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your mind, ma'am?
I was just, I think a lot of people are missing the point. It's not about complying with what you're being told. What I'm saying is, I just watched the news yesterday. A helicopter was filming, and she said, he's not showing me his hands. And the helicopter pilot was saying, why is she saying that on the radio? He's showing her his hands. And he still got shot dead in the street. If you're afraid, which anybody can be afraid, and I mean, if you're afraid of, because like you said, they try to de-escalate. If you're not, as soon as they came on the scene, he called them because his car stalled. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that if I do something that's caught on tape that is against the laws of which they're trying to enforce, caught on tape, then it's over. That is the proof right there. Why is it administrative leave and pay them while they're gone, and we're going to wait when you know they're wrong, say they're wrong, and then we would let justice handle itself.
Yeah, and that's interesting what she says. A lot of these cases have been caught on camera. I'm talking about nothing in Murfreesboro, but these big high-profile cases. What I've learned being in the TV business, and I know you know this, Kyle, and I'm sure you do too, is the cameras are a huge help, but they don't always catch everything. Things can be misleading.
Let me bring up a story that you did several years ago out of Cookeville. There was a police officer who was accused of planting drug evidence on somebody when it turns out that the video had me convinced. It had most people convinced, I think, but when there's a simple explanation that was provided by the guilty party, actually, that no, the officer didn't plant those drugs, those were my drugs. It completely turned everything around.
It looked like he was reaching into his pocket to take something to put, and what he was doing was turning on and activating his voice recorder.
Exactly.
But the video, you and I both, when we first saw that initially and the lawyers were getting involved, looked like he planted drugs on the guy. And it really was very convincing, and it wasn't. The case. Now, but that's an exception to the rule. A lot of times the video really does spell it out for you.
There's times that the video will capture exactly what happened, and you have a good thing, but sometimes it only captures didn't capture everything that
you don't
led
know
up
what
to
happened before the camera was turned on.
And I think what the other part, what I heard her say is, why put people on administrative leave and pay them while you're going through it? Because employees have a right to due process, and we put them on paid leave because in that situation, if true, we don't want them out and engaging with the public, and also to help them decompress and help them work through situations. But we owe it to the employees and all the other employees that when they're involved in a situation, we thoroughly investigate it and give them due process. And then we come to our conclusions. So we do that every single time.
I would think anyone would want that done, whatever situation you're in, wherever you happen to work, to be treated fairly that way. Accusations, but you're right. And if it comes back bad, then they get let go, or however that works. Let's go to Bruce. Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Nick, it's Bruce from Muletown, buddy.
Hey, Bruce, good to hear from you. How are you?
Doing good?
Yeah.
I just have a comment. I think when you get pulled over, you should be the first to respect the policeman. And in most cases, they're going to respect you because I feel like there's very few Barney Fives left out there. And quick example, I got stopped over in East Tennessee 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was speeding. And I was honest with the officer, and somehow or another, we got to talking about music, and he liked banjo players, and I played the banjo, but, he let me go. But I want to be the first to respect the police officer. And in most cases, they're going to respect you, but I feel like the person that gets pulled over, he needs to be the first to respect the policeman. And that's all I got to say, buddy.
I appreciate your call. And you know what? You respect the police officer, show some courtesy, and if you don't have a long track record, sometimes they catch you a break. And he got one there. Good for him.
And we're also teaching our officers, even if you're disrespected, just continue on and don't take it personal and de-escalate the situation. Let's work through it. And again, are we talking, some of this conversation makes it feel like this is a huge problem in society. We're talking, again, out of the thousands of traffic stops that occur every day that all go right.
Right. That's true. It doesn't make.
So I just want to keep that perspective in conversation.
Then these things explode and it becomes a big issue. But you're absolutely right. Thousands and thousands, millions across the country. So we just have a couple of minutes left as we wrap things up here. Just 6 months.
6 months
for you. I just you've settled in. You're learning your way around. Your family's here now.
Yep. I went out to Eugene, Oregon, which.
Yeah.
When I was out there.
That's where we're both from. Well, he's most recently. That's where I went to school. What do you got there?
So I got a little bag. Nick got excited because he knows what.
This is so cool.
So I got you that, Nick.
Is this from the bookstore?
Just from the bookstore.
These are expensive.
Yeah,
I know. This is very nice.
I know. So
thank you.
I got you that when I was out there.
This is right around the corner of the bookstore. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is so nice. It's right around the corner from the marijuana depository there now. And the only reason I bring that up is it's legal in Oregon. And I wanted to throw this out at you. And
Let me get some DNA sample off here.
Yeah. Chief Anderson never said, but last night here in Metro, they decriminalized marijuana in the city. I don't know that anything like that's on the works anywhere else except maybe in Memphis. Chief Anderson really didn't take a stand. He didn't come out strongly against it or for it. Any thoughts on that? I don't know. It's nothing you're dealing with, but it may be something we see happening more. I don't know.
I think that's definitely a national conversation. I mean, I see both sides of the argument, and as long as it's on the books, our officers are going to enforce the laws.
Right.
The other thing is marijuana. This isn't the marijuana of the 60s anymore. This is highly potent marijuana and so I don't think we fully understand all the effects of today's marijuana. So, but it does seem that the public sentiment is moving that way on a national level, and I think lawmakers and stuff need to listen to the. But for me, it's out of my purview. It's between the lawmakers and the citizens.
Exactly. You'll enforce the law, whatever it is. It's the way it plays out. Chief Durr, as always, a pleasure. I will wear this with pride. Even though the Ducks lost last week to Nebraska. You still a Duck fan?
Yes,
you still
I
a Duck
am.
fan?
Yeah. So you got the O going.
No, Kyle, as always, a pleasure, my friend. Thank you both for coming on. We'll do this again. This was a great show. We didn't even get to all the phone calls, and I apologize for that. But today was a great show to have you on, and I'm glad you like it. We're lucky to have you, and really, one of the fastest growing cities in the state. Murfreesboro's going places. That's why we needed a chief like you. Thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you for having us.
We'll see you again soon. Take a break. I'll be back with a programming note about tomorrow right after this.
Take that out.
Oh, yes.